Hello, 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 hello. So today's guest is gonna be Donkzilla. Um, you guys have been really waiting on Donkzilla for a really long time, and I am super excited to be have the opportunity to get him on the show. Um, I've also decided to start doing like uh a featured business on each episode of the show. So today's show is, as always, brought to you guys by my sponsor, Impact Interior Materials. So if you need anything, if you own an interior company, if you any kind of interior, they do planes, cars, boats, trains, any type of interior materials. Get at Impact. Go follow them on Instagram. They're really, really easy to work with. And then my lips today are by Pure Face Beauty. So I'll get into that after we talk to Donkzilla, but y'all go follow Pure Face Beauty. Y'all know I don't do makeup. I just do a little lip gloss, just a little lip gloss. I don't do, the eyes and all that. Nothing against whoever does. I just don't. So y'all go follow both of the people pinned on the bottom of the screen. I just seen Donkzilla come in, so I'll go ahead and get him. Oh, also, I had the pleasure of finally getting to have a conversation with Donkzilla, and he is super pleasant, I must say. Hey,
How you doing?
how are you?
Good. Just sunny California.
So I was saying before you came on, I finally had the opportunity to talk to you and chop it up, and you were super pleasant. Like, okay, so this is no shade to anybody in particular, but some of you guys in the car world can act like jerks sometimes. And I was so happy that like we got the opportunity to talk, chop it up. You were like, yeah, yeah, we're gonna do it. And I'm like, okay, well now we finally are gonna get to have you on the show.
Yeah. Oh, what had happened is my boy Mara was telling me that you was trying to meet me. And as you walk in, you start greeting everybody, and I'm all for it. Especially if you're doing something positive or you got something going on. I'm with the movement. If you need to do the interviews, I'm with it. And you got to be humble in all this, right? A lot of people, they get to the winning or they start, they get to a different stature. They get too cool for.
Right.
We had a fun time when I met you there.
Okay, that's cool. I think you're breaking up a little bit. You must be in a bad area.
I'm driving right now. I thought I was gonna be done earlier in a better area, so you just got to bear with me as we drive.
Oh no worries.
About 30 minutes away.
No worries. So first I wanted to tell you thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to sit down and answer the fans' questions. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm all for it. If they want to know anything, now's your chance to ask all the questions about Donkzilla,
All right.
fastest donk in the world.
So
I
first
just
I'll
know
start
that.
off with one of my questions and then I'll get right into the fans' questions, okay?
All right, what's your question?
All right, so tell us how long you've been in racing.
I mean, racing just been something about a whole cars. I would say whole life. 20 plus years. Racing, cars. It was always some street racing. It was always fun with that. And we got into motorcycle racing. And I think how long for the donk racing has really been when we brought Donkmaster out to the West Coast when he first raced Sean. We thought it was a cool thing, me to the Ada Bay. We came with the idea to bring Donkmaster to race a West Coast car. And that's where it really started off at, And it inspired me to do a donk. That's where Donkzilla really started. To inspire, to when Donkmaster came to the West Coast. We always drove them. We never raced them. And we always watched Florida. That was the whole thing out here. We watched Florida race the cars. There wasn't too much donk racing going on out here. There's a whole bunch of street racing, a whole bunch of fast cars. But specifically donks, probably about 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
Okay. All right. So, someone asked, will you ever build a G body and put it on 24-inch slicks to get to play with the guys in the G body side?
I mean, yeah,
I
probably
think the
because it
smile
was.
gave it away. I
Nah,
think
because
that.
you know why I say that? Because just for when I was building the donk, I felt like it was more at the peak of it. You know, now it's coming back. Obviously, in the last 6 months, you have like Fly, you have these other camps bringing their cars, and for me, there's more action on the G bodies. So when I look at the G bodies, they're on a whole different level now from when they first started. So in the future, it probably would be a possibility.
Do you play poker?
Nah, I don't play
You
no poker.
can't. You can't.
Nah, I just, you know why? Because I was gonna say someone's name about it, but I'm not. This ain't the show for it. But somebody might have lit a match up underneath me to fire one up for him.
Hey, well, you know you can put a name on it. We're all friends here. You know you can put a name on it.
You'll see.
uh,
You'll see. If the time comes, it just these cars take a long time to build. So for me, it would be a lot. You know, it's gonna be a lot.
right.
I got to devote my time to one car, and the traveling and all that would be too hard with two cars right now.
Hmm. So is this your first time actually building a actual race car?
Yeah, 100%. This is the first
What
time I
made
built
you
a full out race car.
What made you go with bead lock?
Mm, it was an idea that was just thrown out there. The car, so let me just explain the race car situation. We built the car at first to drive to the track. So when Donkzilla first came out, it was supposed to be driven to the track because I seen everybody have street cars. But then literally when the car got finished, everybody was driving, everybody was trailing their cars. So I was like, nah, we're gonna remix this. Like if we're coming, we gotta come all the way. And then I think Donk Macho had the Door Slammers game out, and I was just, I'm off. I want to give the motivation to the kids, and we were like, man, let's put a wing on it. My boy Hog Farm said, let's put the wing on it, double parachutes, and then my other boy was like, man, let's just put the bead locks too. And it was just all of our ideas just mixed into one, and then Donkzilla arrived with that.
Oh, that's a good question. Where did you find Donkzilla and what kind of condition was it in when you found it?
When I found Donkzilla probably 5 years ago, Ada the Bay was like, man, my homeboy has this Donk for sale. And I was like, man, what year is it? I was like, I like 71s. I like 75s personally too. Probably one of my favorite years. Because that's a 7 deuce. And it was my birthday. I was like, you know what? Let's go. I'm going to go buy it for my birthday. And the car was bought to just cruise and drive, fix it up. It was never to be raced. And then it got into the racing after that. Probably about 5 years ago.
So was it in good condition when you found it?
Oh, it was in excellent condition. It drove home. We drove it 350, 100 on the freeway. It was just stock factory 350. Amazing condition. Top goes up and down. Full interior. The paint was all right, but there was no rust on it. Everything was fine.
So you cut up a perfect car to race.
Yeah, 100%. Because I didn't know I was gonna do that until it
Right.
came to like, all right, let's just put a big motor in it. Let's put this transmission. Let's put this rear end. Then it's like, oh, we here. You might as well do this. As any
Right.
racer, when you're there, you might as well do this. And if you're here, you might as well do that. Next thing you know, you got a full-blown race car going down.
So can I tell you the first time that I actually heard about Donkzilla? And you know me, I don't really get
Hold
on
on.
the internet and say actually, okay, what I'm thinking in my head. But in my head, I said, oh, he's going to be a problem. This is what I said. And I said, oh, and them boys going to act like they ain't scared, but they going to be scared.
Yeah. But why would you say that? Like, if you never seen this car, was there something particular about the car? If me just asked you a question.
Well,
Like,
well I
what?
saw it. And then, you know, of course, I hear everything.
Damn it.
Like I never talk the business on the internet, but I hear everything. So when I started to hear, you know, little chatter about how you was coming, I was like, oh, this is about to be a problem.
Yeah. All right. You gotta remember, I'm traveling for her, so we gotta bring your A game. You coming to the motherland of the donk, so you know, I knew
If you
how
have
we had to
not,
come.
yeah. Yeah.
Hold
Well,
on, you cut
here's the
in and out.
thing.
Is that your phone or is that my phone?
I
You
can hear
cut
you
in and
fine.
out. Hold on, I can't hear the question. You going in and out. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I feel like we lost. All right, what was the question?
So, here's the thing when it comes to I've been around these guys racing for at least 5 years strong, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's refreshing for people like me. Not nothing against the guys that's been in it, but when somebody is coming and they bring in like some heat, I get excited. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I gotta be there for the debut. I need to see what's going on. I need to see if this car lives up to the hype of what I have been told. And can I say you did not disappoint? You did not disappoint.
Hey, we had to bring it. We had to try to bring it. So and we knew what we had to bring. If we coming, we had to come to the
Right,
top. We were trying to go to the top, and it was motivation too because when we dropped the car, a lot of people was like, "Oh, that car's a myth. It's not gonna ever run right. Oh, they never raced on 26s there." So it was a lot of motivation that went into the car because you know you got to have a couple of haters, people that's gonna underestimate you to add fuel to the fire. So. And we had to represent California, so we coming from the West Coast. We was coming to represent.
right, right. So somebody asked,
And
what are you gonna do with that? What are y'all gonna do with that old interior, the clean interior? Is it for sale? You giving it away? What you gonna do with it?
I mean, it's at the shop. It's upstairs, just sitting. You know what's crazy? I redid the interior when we did the car the first time. It still got the original bench seat, original back seat, all the door panels. I redid the seats, full leather. They just sitting up in the shop, up in the storage.
Well, you see, don't ride it down here. We could definitely get them sold for you.
I mean, we're just hanging on to them in case we ever get a cruiser donk or want to make a street car. I was like, man, I kind of don't want to get rid of them right now.
But yeah, because you know when you get rid of them, you'll need them again. So maybe that's the
That's
way
how
to
it
go.
usually goes. When you don't think you need it, you give it away, and then you end up buying it again.
Somebody asked, would you ever sell that clean Grand National?
Nah, I'm not. I'll never sell that car. The Grand National. Nah, I got a G body. I won't sell that car. That car ain't going.
Mm. But you're not. That's not gonna
All
be the
my
one.
cars got a something meaning to me, because
Mm.
just like everybody else, I don't know, in the car world, they comes hard times where you got to sell your cars. You come in, it's a hard to part ways with some of your cars. You kind of, you giving away the memories and that time you had with it. So as I became more fortunate in life, I went back and bought every car that I ever owned. So that's why Buick Grand National is one of the cars I had. I have a few other cars that I bought that always meant a value or some type of meaningful thing to me. So as I got myself in my life together, I bought more cars. And all the cars I owned as a kid. So it's a 71 Chevelle. I got a 70 El Camino, a few cars in the stable that will ever be for sale.
Right.
Like
But
Donkzilla will never be for sale, no matter any amount of money someone brings, because it has a value that you can never replace.
right. So you pretty much like a lot of the guys in the car world. You're a car hoarder.
Yeah, 100%. I need to be diversifying, but you can never have too many cars.
Listen,
You can
people
never have
really
too many
can't
cars.
understand car people. People don't understand us. They don't understand why we would go get, instead of buying a house, we'll buy a car that costs as much
Yeah,
as a
hey,
house.
I mean, You know, we all been there. We all do that. I have another car. I have a 1993 Mustang. It's a highway patrol Mustang. It's the cars that used to chase down people speeding, and people like, why you have that car? You can't drive it. You don't. It got California Highway Patrol stickers on it. But to me, it's like a piece of art. I don't know. It just satisfies something in my need every time I look at it. And then I feel like that's a lot of people with the car world. It don't matter if they don't have no paint or anything on it. It's their project. Every time they look at it, it just it's satisfying their need.
Right. Someone asked, what side of racing did your driver come from? Where did your driver come from? What kind of racing?
Street racing. He from California. He used to be on the streets.
Mm-hmm.
We do a lot of street racing, and then he built. I mean, he had a bike. He built a car out for No Guts, No Glory the first time. He built out a full out race car. We thought he was crazy. He never been there ever before, and ran his car down there. And then just like anybody else, he just wants to go faster. So he built another faster car. So when they be talking about they got some fast stuff, we got some fast stuff in our stable. Not just on rims, just on regular too.
So speaking of No Guts, No Glory, did you go with him when he built that car and went to No Guts, No Glory?
I didn't go that time, but a few of us did go when he went.
Listen,
And he never
I
went
am
there.
really
He never went there before, and he just went. And I thought he was crazy, but he drove it out there. He did his thing.
so I'm more into big rim racing, but can I tell you I usually go to No Guts, No Glory every year. It's a whole different vibe.
Yeah, that's the fastest in the world right there, right?
Right.
You got all out.
So so when the first time I saw you, right? Okay, of course I saw the car, but I'm the type
Where
of
did you
person
see
like
me
I'm not
first?
in the
Where did you see me first? Where did you see me and Donkzilla so I can put this in my frame right now where we're talking about
West Palm Beach.
West Palm Beach. Okay, so you was there at DNL.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm not the person that's gonna be down there in the pits, in the lanes with nobody. I'm always walking around. So I'm walking
Yeah.
around, and I'm saying, and y'all way in the back now. Trailer way in the back, right? So I walk past, and I see y'all, and I say to myself, Donkzilla got a whole NASCAR pit crew. You got a whole NASCAR pit crew. Somebody was under the car. Somebody was under the hood. Somebody was checking the tires. I was
Yeah.
like, oh my God.
Well, so look, like, so just to explain that, that just like anything I do in life, I'm always like, if you follow me, you know I follow sports. All I did was I follow sports, I play sports and cars. So you only good as your team. You could be a bad motherfucker by yourself, but everybody has to play their part. It's like any corporation, any business, whatever you do in life. You know what I mean? Like you have to have your team. It don't matter if they checking the tire pressure. You better make sure you on your job. If you packing the shoe, you packing the shoe. Hey, if you supposed to be detailing the car, detail the car. And
Right.
nobody's bigger than anybody in this. Even if I own it, even if whoever owns it is together. If we win together, we gonna hold the trophy together. If we lose together, we're gonna take the L's together. That's all it is. And that's how I always been my whole life. Cause don't get me wrong, people gonna come around just to hold the trophy up once they see you start winning. My phone be ringing a lot. Oh, let me come. You wanna hold the trophy up now, but you want to wipe this car down when we got this oil all over it. Some
Right.
people don't want to get that nice shirt dirty. And it just, so we keep it nice and tight. The same people you see with Donkzilla is the only people you're going to see with Donkzilla every time.
Coco said, what I love about their team is you can't tell who the boss is.
Nah, shit. There ain't no bosses. We are our own bosses. That's all it is. And it's not
Right.
even the same. That's why, and it all circles back to how the car was built. We value everybody's opinion. Whether if you working and you not even racing and you part of our squad, and we might say, hey, look at this. Hey, what you think about this? Do it this way. We value everybody's opinion and make a group decision, you know, because every set of eyes see something different.
So someone asked the question, but I was actually getting to it. So not only did I see the NASCAR pit crew, so that's what I call your people, right? Anytime I'm
But
talking
look,
about
let
you
me
to
ask
anybody,
you. Let me
go
ask
ahead.
you. Why would you say NASCAR? Because look, I came with a trailer that was smaller than Cats.
Mm-hmm.
On my way to Florida. So with anything, I was like, this shit might not be for me. After the DNL show, I was like, this a lot because we can't keep blowing tires. I don't know what Donkzilla was doing to his trailer. If you looked at the trailer, it had a bunch of swirl marks on it all
Right.
over because we had to stop, wait till tire shops open. It was just a lot. So, and NASCAR, because the car was in the air, that's why you would
No,
say
it
that.
was just No, it was just because, okay, so I don't prefer NASCAR racing, but since I'm a race fan, I have literally been to the Daytona 500. I've been to all types of racing, and that's what I equated to. I had never seen nobody having somebody everywhere on the car, somebody checking the tires, somebody, like you said, somebody wiping the car. I had never seen that really in big rim racing.
One thing about Donkzilla's camp, if you ain't putting in no work, you don't need to be around us.
Right.
You better be grabbing the top something.
You started breaking up, so I think you might be in a bad area again.
It just looked. I think the presentation is probably a little different. You know, we didn't have no canopy. We just had like a floor mat for the car, and I think the projects will really probably made it look crazy because it lifted the car up. You know, I
Mm-hmm.
just wanted to bring something different. I want it to be talked about. See, most people will build their car right and post every single thing. Oh, be like first person. Oh, I got this. Oh, I got that. See, I come from an era where you build your car and you let the car do the talking. Like it's like throwing a rock in a pond and let the ripples go around. You let DNL talk about your car. You let Hollywood talk about. You let the fans make you the champ. You can't buy your
Right.
way to the top. You can't talk your way to the top. You have to really be in the lab. And when summer hit, you come out, you hit them corners, and you let them everybody talk about you. Now you seen that car come through, and that thing was clean. And then it get everybody more curious. What is this car? That's why I don't post too much on my cars and stuff. Whatever.
Right.
I don't post too much on my car because I can post a lot of things. There's a lot of things on Donkzilla that people think that they didn't, you know. But it just you just let the car do the talking.
Right. So moving on from your pit crew. So I'm
Yeah.
walking, and I walk behind the trailer, and I'm like, do he got a 2-story trailer? I am in love. I love this crew. I was like, I have never seen that track.
Yeah.
I
So
was like,
the first
this is amazing.
the first trailer we brought, it was just a regular single trailer. And it was tough for us. And then I was like, man, we can't make that same trip again. We need a different style trailer. So we looked in a couple different options, like a big long with a sleeper bathroom, everything in it. And we ended up making the decision on. We didn't make a decision; it just fell in our lap. Somebody had a brand new trailer. It was put up in storage. It was whatever cabinet company it was. It was their personal trailer from 2012, and we seen it, and we sold out the trailer. Or really, we were gonna sell out the trailer and buy that trailer, and we got it for a crazy deal. And it just, you know, when it's meant to be, it's meant to be. It just fell in our lap, you know. And it's a stacker trailer. You could put the car on top and then keep everything else on bottom. You could put really a golf cart and a car on top. It's 34 feet long.
Listen, so everybody on here, I don't know if y'all have ever really seen Donkzilla trailer, but listen, even me describing it does not do that trailer justice. I really wanted to come and you ain't know me at that time, so I really couldn't come ask you that. But I really just wanted to kind of go to sleep in the trailer. I just want to sleep in here and see what it's like.
I mean, you got to remember we're traveling over 3,000 miles, so we can't. And that was another group decision to where I was like, man, we can't be staying at hotels, chancing the car gets stolen, we in the hotel room or we somewhere else. It's a body with that car every 24 hours. That car don't get left alone in that whole
Right.
trailer. So we sleeping with the car. Whatever's going down, whatever we have to do. If you need to cook, you better cook right there. You need a shower, you better go shower in there. That car, that's the whole combination. So we got to stay with the car, and it's easy on the travel for us.
Right. So talk to us about some of the adversities you faced with being in big rim racing.
On the 26, that was a big thing. You never raced on a hard tire. This ain't like racing on a slick. What else? This a donk. Have you ever raced a donk? And it was a challenge. It's still a challenge. It's not easy. It was just stuff like that. The naysayers, like, oh, you never did it before. My man Bruce been getting cash. He had told me, he said, Jeezy, you ain't never raced on a 26. He said, I'm telling you, it's different. I said, man, I tell him I'm different. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna show you. And one thing about us, we trying to learn every day. If you're not learning, you're defeating the purpose. If you feel like, hey, I'm the fastest because we did it the longest, you gotta be able to willing to learn. Just that, probably in California against the world, there's no fast donks in California.
Right.
That was probably like one of the biggest things. California not fast, so I represent 24. The 42 million people in this state. The donk. It's the
Well,
donk.
I'm from Florida, so I ain't gonna say nothing when you say California not fast. I'm gonna keep it to myself.
Yeah.
So, what's one thing that you wish you would have known before you actually got into big rim racing that you know now that you like, dang, somebody should have told me this.
That it costs us damn how much money it costs. And then that go for any racer though, because whether you're the fastest or slowest, it costs the same amount because you're trying to really get down the track and the cost and get to places. The just the conditions too. Probably the biggest thing for me is the conditions. We out here in California, and then you go to Florida, the car act totally different. So that's just a fight in itself. That's not even against no racer, nothing. We have to fight the car even to try to run. Like people don't understand that. Like it's a lot of things that go into it. That's probably the biggest thing. I overlooked that part like a lot.
Do you feel a lot of pressure because you feel like and it's just a few of y'all, so do you feel like a lot of pressure because feeling like you got Callie on your back?
You was in and out. I can't hear you. What was the question?
I said, do you feel a lot of pressure because it's just a... You can hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you now.
I said, do you feel a lot of pressure because it's just a couple of y'all in Cali, so you feel like you got Callie on your back and that's a lot of pressure?
Nah, ain't nothing. I knew that when I built the donk. Like I knew how I was with it. That was the main thing. It was to put California on my back. Because you got to remember, it's either people going to walk with you or walk against you. Because they're going to be like, well, shit, why is dumbass with that car like that, You out there to race them and you not know it. That's something I knew that went into it when I was already building the car.
Right. You keep breaking up. As soon as you start talking, you start going out, and I'm like, okay, we got to get you to maybe once you get out of the area you in,
Yo,
we'll
hold
be able
on
to
one
hear
second.
you better. So he might be turning on some. I seen somebody say turn on the Wi-Fi in the car. That might be what he's doing, but we'll see in just a second. While we're waiting for him to come back, though, guys, make sure that y'all go subscribe to the YouTube channel. The link is in the bio. So any past episodes y'all can catch up on. He'll probably be coming right back. Any past episodes of seeing any interviews with anybody in the car culture, all those interviews are there. We've been doing it. Thank you. We've been doing it since 2019. So this show has been running. For the first year, I was doing it every 2 days a week. So this show has been running since 2019. So you guys got to know it's a lot of interviews on the YouTube channel and a lot to catch up on. And so there's definitely an interview on there with your favorite person from the car culture. I've interviewed thousands of people in the car culture, and I'm still just as excited to talk to a person. Hey there. I'm still just as excited to talk to a person whether they got 5 followers or 5 million followers. So that's the good thing about Rise of Vibes. I talk to everybody in the car culture. Oh, here's Donkzilla back, so we'll go ahead and bring him back. Hey, you back.
Yeah, we're losing this. Lost you in this traffic.
So go ahead. What were you saying?
I don't know, where were we at?
We were talking about
Oh, was it pressure? Was it
yes.
pressure from California? Nah, I just knew how. See, like in California, I don't know, like, and any other place, whenever you building something, you got to come correct. If you're not, like, don't even come half stepping, like, wait your turn. Like, if you're not ready all the way, don't even bring the car out. Don't even bring it out in stages. I mean, that's just on the bike scene, the lowrider scene. Like, get your car together and then bring it out. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like come all the way or don't come at all. Or wait your turn. Wait another year. And ain't nothing wrong with that. But if you just trying to bring a car out like I got the fastest, nah. If you know you're gonna try to stamp your name in the game, or I got the cleanest, or I'm top 5, or I got the cleanest donk, don't come half stepping, because they're gonna walk right up to them bolts and nuts and bolts and your rims and your lug nuts and like, nah, you ain't the cleanest. You know, California will give it to you raw. And I feel like even with the donks that we got, and that's how we just build cars to every bolt, nut, screw, you know, and that just trickles down from the lowrider game to the Harley Davidson scene out here, everything. So I just knew we had to come. Like, how I know how we had to come. It was not even a question in my mind.
Cause I ain't gonna lie. When A to the Bay first started coming around, and then they said you was coming from Cali, I was like, these boys build lowriders. What do they know about a dunk?
Shit, you know. But
You
like
know,
I tell you, like just like the network we on, just like the iPhone, it all come from California. You come from Snapchat, you come from Instagram, you come from Silicon Valley. This is where everything, you know. Now we got the fastest donk in the world. We're gonna add that to the list.
you know, you just gonna keep standing on that, huh? You the fastest
Yeah,
dunk in the world.
yeah. And I'm never listening. And one thing about me, you're never gonna hear me call someone name to race them or call them out, or you know. But if they mention my name, I'm pressure. I'm putting pressure on them, and that's one thing I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stand on it. And just like I had to honor Cad his race, where my driver said, "Man, we'll give you the back tire and clear you," and that was only for California. We took it over there. If we said it, we gotta do it, and that's one thing I'm always gonna do.
So you pretty much like Candyman. If they call your name,
Yeah, that's why I said don't mention, even if you in your pits and you mention it. Oh, Donkzilla slow. I would lock him out right now. we gonna try you.
And you gonna come from Cali.
Yeah, I'm gonna just make it worth it, and it's a lot of time and investment for everybody. That's why I can't just get up and go. If I was in Florida, you'll see Donkzilla at the track every day, but
Right.
we have to plan this. I want to make sure my team go there because it's a team effort. You know, everybody get into this. Even at what show was that? Hot Rod show. We won that shootout. We couldn't get everybody there because people had different plans and stuff. So that's why we really try to map out when Donkzilla move, we can move together as a unit.
Right. So, as far as you touched on the topic of the whole team not being able to travel. So if the whole team can't travel, how many people at least do you need with you to be able to travel with the car?
3.
3. Okay.
When we
But
won that
when you
shootout, it was 3 plus me and my girl. A couple of homies slid up. That we know people everywhere, so we had a couple supportive fans, and we getting our fans together that help out. So 3, 4 people.
Well, your
But it's
girl on the
hard.
pit crew too. Your girl on the pit crew too. I seen her. I was
No,
like,
not my girl.
man.
That's my driver girl. That's she you got to be into it.
Yeah.
You
So
gotta be
who would
you gotta be
go
all
ahead?
the way in. It's all or nothing with us. If it's not all the way, you might as well just stay over there.
So if you have not, who would you most like to race if you haven't raced them already?
Damn. That I haven't raced.
Yes.
I think I would. One of the races I probably respect a lot, Hollywood and Pocahontas. That's a
Mm-hmm.
car I really wanted to race. Really, the most car I want to race all the way down the board was the box Chevy because I felt like that's the fastest car. I don't know why it always is in my mind. It always make like great passes, even though he might not have the record for it. But I just feel like that car was fast. Like the
You talking about
cut
cut
the
the
check.
check?
Yeah.
Okay.
He fast, and probably Hollywood and Pocahontas because that car Hollywood used to come out and just beat everybody, especially when he used to beat Donk Master. So I was like, I watch, observe. You got to be a student of the game. To be the best of the game, you got to be a student of it first. So I watched how he moved. I've been there. I've been to Street B1 when we first was out there. I seen Bruce and all them race. I done seen these cars. So it was. I see how people pick and choose their poison. But probably Hollywood.
I'm
And
sure.
but we gonna get that though. We got
Right.
Macho now. So you had Hollywood, and then Macho came and swarmed everybody. So now we gonna have Macho July 29th at Bruce and them show, 9 p.m. Two of the
Oh.
baddest don'ts to
So
ever
you
touch.
racing Macho at Bruce Show?
Yeah, 9 p.m. is locked in already. It's gonna be the baddest. Two of the baddest don'ts to ever touch this, ground right here. It's gonna be a good one right there.
And that's gonna be the return of Macho.
Yeah.
Listen, I didn't think about going to that show, but you might have just
Yeah.
changed my
Donkzilla
mind.
so look, if y'all in that area, we never been to Alabama, we trying to touch all states. We got Macho 29th and we got what a name again, the 30th. So it's 2 grudge races, big grudge races. And we beat what a name twice and he feel like he got what to beat us now.
They asked who you got, KP. We know you're a Hollywood fan. Let me just clarify on that, right? The reason that everybody feels like I'm a Hollywood fan is because I have won so much money with Hollywood. And when Macho came out, listen, I won so much money with Macho, it wasn't even funny.
He was I don't think no car probably made as much money as him. Yeah, people on here talking about Booze Doctor. Yeah, Booze Doctor probably the fastest out of everybody. Like and when you say what car I want to race, that's 2
Yeah.
cars from me being a fan standpoint. who I think probably got the fastest car is Boost Doctor, and most
Right.
consistent because he raced the most out of anybody. There's nobody hands down raced more than him.
Who do you think is the most underrated big rim racer?
Underrated?
Yes.
That's just kind of, I don't know. I'm not, I pay attention, but I can't tell you who's the greatest because I kind of just be trying to look at the top.
Mm-hmm.
I could tell you who probably don't get enough credit or people, probably hate on him is probably Donkmaster. People don't like
Mm-hmm.
his, I wouldn't say he underrated. I would just say most unappreciative,
Mm-hmm.
because he did a lot. He did the city to city. He did the state to state. He opened a lot of doors to race, you know. Whether if he picked his races or whatever it was, but who's underrated, man? I mean, my boy Jay, they sleeping on that car, you know. That A to the Bay. They sleeping on that car. I just wish, he could get his time together because that car is a problem.
Right. So how do you manage your
Hold on a second.
your professional life, um, your race life, and then your personal life? How do you juggle all those things?
Hmm. Well, your girlfriend's name spelled backwards is a whole different name. Race car spelled forward and backwards is race car. So race car got to be first. Whatever you're doing, because if you're trying to listen, and this is not just for racing though, right? This with anything in life. If you play sports or anything you're doing, your devotion has to be to that. If you're trying to go to the top, that's all it is. If we ain't talking about cars in the morning, if it ain't you ain't watching a car video in the first 10 minutes you woke up, you ain't trying to be the fastest. Even if you getting your coffee together, you better look at a pass. You might turn on the YouTube, watch it, go out, go to work, and handle your stuff. It's a lot. It comes with a lot because you got family time, work. That's why it takes a lot of planning and being organized. And that's why you got to be very careful with your words because somebody will try to trick you into a race knowing that you can't come. Be like, oh, he's
Right.
scared. Nah, we just can't make it.
Right.
We'll take a rain check though and be on your ass later.
What what would you say to someone looking to get into big rim racing that's just starting out? What's one piece of advice that you would give someone looking to get into big rim racing?
Take your time, do your research, but there's not a blueprint to it. Like I'm telling you, it's your team. You're only good as your team, like, and the people you got around you, Like, you could, like, there's people I know that got more money in their cars, or
Right.
they might have more better parts, and their cars just don't work, It's the knowledge, it's the right combination. So if you're trying to get into racing, just know what you're going up against and do your research and really sit back and analyze what you're getting into. Not like, oh, I got a bunch of money and I'm going to go buy this car and I'm going to beat everybody. Nah, it don't work that way.
Right. So you've said this quite a couple of times during this interview, right?
Yeah.
And I think this is really impressive. This is something that I wish more of the people, not only just in big rim racing, just in the world in general, understood that you are only as good as your team.
Yeah. I mean, you got to, when you win it, like, just say, I don't know. Like, I always bring it back to sports because if you bring it back, look at the 96 Bulls. You got to have a level head. If we winning, you can't say we winning because of me. You know what I'm saying? You played a part, but it's just not because of you. That's like me
Right.
saying, I put all the money up and we winning because of me. Nah, it won't work. This shit don't work that way. You know what I mean? That's when GMs are person and, you start tripping on the driver and this and that. Oh, he lost on purpose or he did this. I done seen all the bickering go back. I'm going to win with you. I'm going to lose with you. And our business is our business. If we lose, and you fucked up, all right, that's what it is. It ain't everybody's business. We know it, keep it amongst the family. But once you start
Right.
spilling it out into everybody, that's what everybody waiting for the team to fall apart. And
Right.
nobody bigger. That's why nobody bigger than Donk Racing. You know what I mean? It's just the racing is the racing. You can't say I started it or we is Donk Racing. Nah, it all comes together. That's why the fans, that's why when you bring it all together, it's something special. It's just big.
So what is your favorite part of racing or big rim racing, and the part you love the most and the part you hate the most? So that's a two-part question.
The part I love the most is just the competitiveness, like being trying to be the best, right? It's a
Right.
challenge. Like just competing. And you got people from different sectors, right? You got California, you got Florida, you got North Carolina, you got whoever, Ohio, So then you represent, like that's like your little team. It's like the Golden State Warriors, Miami Heat, that's your squad. So, you know, and there's some people that have fans, just like in the regular world, like they in and out fans. Some people DNL fans. That's the thing I like about it most, competing to be the best. We trying to get the trophies.
Right.
Trying to get the wins up. The least
What's the part you hate the most?
the part I hate the most, man, packing all that shit up and leaving, because that shit is a lot. Like, you at the track all day. That's probably the least. Everything good in it. That's probably the least thing I like, when you got to pack it all up and you rolling, or, you know. I love it all, though. It's just
Right.
a good experience overall.
Right. So what would you like for your fans, followers, supporters? Hell, I guess now would be even the time for you to talk to your haters. What would you like for them to know?
It's just shit. Donkzilla to the front. We're gonna represent, buy the merch. You're gonna see the fastest donk in the world. And then now it's time to defend, right? You could become a nobody and become somebody, right? But to have that pressure on you every time, and then I just go to say that's why I like Boost Doctor, because he gonna keep racing. He crashed his car. I like that type of stuff, because I know what it takes. When he crashed his car, he came back out to race. Now we gonna prove to him why we the fastest. See, now they can
Right.
talk about it. Before, we you nobody, and I've been saying this since day one at DNL. We're gonna turn the non-believers into believers. After every get money, we're gonna bet with you. We're gonna bet with you. Now we can't even get a bet, because we made the non-believers believers.
Right.
And it's not a car that we're not gonna try to race. If you have a donk, if you're building a donk, we inviting you to come race us. We want that. We're not ducking no smoke. And now it's gonna really show how time after time after time we're gonna try to prove ourselves. Because when you're at the top, it's harder. You can become nobody and grind your way to the top. Now when you up there and you got that target on you, from not just one camp, two camp, three camp, every camp, because they know what they gotta be.
Right.
Just like I knew Two Fly was the fastest. I knew Cad was the fastest. Dark Match was as fastest. It's something that I looked at. I went to the drawing board to beat it. So now we probably close to the top. And bring it. And that's why Macho. That's why it's two heavyweights going down.
Right.
And the
Who do
money
you
race
think?
is always good. The money race is always good. We want the money on the line, because that show you got faith in your team. You took a couple races for free. You want to put the money on the line.
That's what show you got faith in your team, the money?
Yeah, because everybody from the sideline, that pocket, put that you are, because
You started
believe
breaking
me,
up. You started breaking up again.
no, that tell you
We
how
missed what you
devoted.
said. You started breaking up again.
Can you hear me now? That just
Yes.
tell you how much faith. put that money up and let me know.
Right.
Yeah, so that's why, like, when me and Macho race, Mo Kama said that he's betting some money on the gap on my car. I like that type of stuff because that, you know what I mean. That get Donkzilla standing up. Donkzilla sleeping. When he starts standing up, he ready for all that. If you see the T-shirt, he got a turbo in one hand and he got the money in the other hand. The back of the shirt.
Right.
I wish I had the shirt here, but you know, I really wanted a Donk crushed in one hand and the money in the other hand because it's a grudge car.
Right.
You know, it's cool for bragging rights, but there's always gonna be the fans and people gonna talk on the sideline.
So tell the fans where they can get your merch, how they can
Man,
order merch, or
honestly, all the merch is with the core. We ain't really even set it up to where we sell any merch. It's kind of exclusive, so you got to come to the events and come get the merch. You got to pull up to the event, come get the merch. And at every show that I'm doing, I'm giving away 10 free shirts if you can tell me every car I beat. You pull up, I'll give you a free shirt. First 10 people, just tell me every car I beat. Because if you're a real fan, tell me what it is. You can pick a black or white T-shirt. I'll give it to you. First 10 people. And there's
okay.
Donkzilla to the front. You got the fastest donk in the world right here. And I'm gonna do something with the donk that people ain't never did. Like, I'm trying to take it to the next level. Like, we brought a lot of different things. We trying to take it to the next level and let them know it's really some fast donks out here.
Right. So you say the next race we can catch you at will be Bruce race on the 29th and the
Yeah,
30th?
Bruce, Hollywood, and them. Yeah, 29, 30 is a 2-day show. Alabama. You can pull up. You got Donkzilla 9 o'clock in the beans with Macho. Macho is supposed to be the champion. Whatever they got going on, they could bring their car. And I'm welcoming anybody that's on this live that has a fast car. They could bring it and try me too. I'll be there for 2 days. And if you feeling like it, lock it in. I already got 2 races.
So if anybody feeling froggy, they can jump, huh?
Yeah, they can leap. We from the Bay, like we from Northern California. We don't turn down nothing but our college, so we ain't turning down no fades.
When I talked to you at the race place, right? I knew that this was gonna be a fun interview. I was like, okay,
I
I
was
can't
really
wait.
trying to sit still. But I got stuck in this traffic. This California traffic is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got me. And I was with it because I felt your energy. You felt positive, and then I barely just met you, so I was like, damn, this is somebody that, when you meet people, you could tell you got good energy. And I was like, man, I'll do it. It's not gonna hurt me none. So
Thank you. I appreciate it. I think it's a shortage of good energy in the world, and I felt the same. When we started talking, I said, "Oh, this is going to be a fun interview."
yeah, it's always love, man. And when people saying I'm a bully, I'm not no bully. I'm just gonna make you. You gotta, in this world, people, say certain things. One thing about Donkzilla, he gonna make you stand on it. So you gotta be very wise with your words when you're talking with me, because I like that type of stuff. Don't talk about it, be about it. Most people want to tell you everything they want to do. I'm gonna force you to do that. Like, man, I'll bet you right now. All right, well, let's do it. Even if the odds against me, I'm gonna push you to that because I want you to really know what you're saying.
Right.
Like, you have to really think before you speak. You got to come from the air. Like, hold on, let me not just talk out of turn. Let me think when I'm talking to them. What am I really saying?
Right.
So that's why, when we about to race, you're gonna see it's gonna be on.
What
Who
made
said?
you not? What made you make the decision not to drive your own car?
Man, I don't know. It just, if you're going the fastest, you got to put the best person forward, right?
Mm-hmm.
Shit. If we shooting the shot, we gonna get the best person with the best shot, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And when that's what we felt like, if this person feel like he the fastest, that's what it is. We have a Harley, that's a whole different jockey. That's my boy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You might, it's just different. Like whoever we gonna put in the car, you you know, my car rolling, but
It's definitely
don't
rolling.
don't get it twisted. Listen, one thing I'll tell you, don't get on our own. We can always set that up too.
You broke up. Say
Hello,
that one more
you hear me?
time.
I said, don't doubt it if you ever see me in the seat, because we could go owner on owner. Because there's a couple people that own a couple cars that, if they want to, we could probably go there. But
Hmm.
I haven't been racing on 26-inch hard tire that long. But not to say that it can't happen.
Right.
Might come next year. We might, try something.
Is there anything else that you want your fans or supporters to know?
Nah, just know that with Donkzilla, talk, talk your talk when you talk about Donkzilla, you know. Make sure you put the fastest in there. Make sure we ain't ducking no fades, in this California to the front. No disrespect to anybody else's camp. That's how much faith we got, you know.
Right.
We like the Golden State Warriors. We trying to go back-to-back championships. You know what I mean? Four championships in a short
And you
period of
definitely got a
time.
lot of people on the bandwagon now.
Yeah, it's cool. We like all that though. We need that. See, some people don't know how to identify with a camp, so they always gonna go with the winning team. It's like Mayweather, right? They probably don't like him, but they'll wear the TMT hat. They gonna wear the TMT hat. We not worried about it. We bring them on.
Hmm.
And and
What?
and if it's any cars that people want to see Donkzilla race, don't be scared of not getting them comments, and let your favorite racers know. Hey, we want to try everything.
Hmm.
So that's just one thing. We didn't build this car just to race a few cars. We trying to race every donk out there on a 26-inch tire. Not to say that we faster, nothing could happen, because anything happens in racing. We just want to get the fans a shot, and fans see uh, the fastest donks run.
Geez,
Anything else you got? Any other last questions? Anything you got?
I don't. I just appreciate, like I said, you taking the time to come on because it's been a long time coming. You know?
Yeah.
Didn't I felt like these people
And,
was gonna
and
kill
just
me.
just and just to speak on that, it wasn't even like, oh, we gonna come and be the fastest. It was just, we just gotta keep trying our car. We went to
Right.
DNL. You gotta remember, we never drove that car. We never been in Florida. That was the first time. So when everybody jumping on us, that's why I just, we keep receipts. That's one thing we do. So when you come by our pits talking that shit, we keep the receipts. Because the first person that came to us was cut the check. It was pressing us. And I didn't like that feeling. Because I'm like, damn, we don't know. That's why we was trying to lock in the box Chevy. There's different cars that's out there. And we kept the receipts, and we let them be known too. You
Well,
got to tread lightly when you talking about Donkzilla, because he going to race you. And we want to be the people's champ. Like, this car for everybody just ain't California. If you're from Florida, it's cool. You can ride with Zilla. You can ride with Donkzilla. If you're from North Carolina, from anywhere, come pull up, come check the car out, whatever. And we
right.
vibing, we chilling. It's a lot of 1942 over there, a whole lot of gasoline. Oh, it's fast shit over there. So you know, you gonna see it. We have people from Memphis come. We let the kids jump in the car. You kids, bring your kids, check the car out. That's what I really want to motivate. That's the future of this. Hopefully, you can ignite the little brain that somebody built want to jump in one of them cars. Because it's different from watching something on TV and then seeing it physically, and then people act too cool, like they can't say what's up to you. I just, we show love to the kids. There've been many kids that done came to Donkzilla, jumped in the driver's seat, put the steering wheel on, and I love
Right.
seeing the pictures, send them all to me, you know.
Geez, let me just tell you, I really, really can appreciate
Yeah.
uh someone who is humble, respectful, um, very, very with very positive vibes. Because in our car world, and I know you've come across them,
Yeah.
It's some of them that's not like that. It's some of the worst people in the world in the car culture.
Yeah, because
But it's
but
also some of
it's
the best.
not. You know, they probably great people. They just you know they got something to prove. So are very aggressive because they got something to prove. You know, like and some people gonna yell their way like and try to intimidate you. Some people gonna bully you with the money, or some people gonna be like, "Oh, they ain't nobody." Because at the end of the day, if you take everything from everybody, if nobody has no donks, we all saying, you know, you ain't no better just because everybody didn't have nothing. Just because you the fastest don't make you better. Shit, I could lose tomorrow and be at the bottom of the totem pole. But that shit ain't
Right.
gonna happen. But I'm just telling you, it could happen. I've been there. You know what I'm saying? Just like I thought I had all my cars before I had to sell all my cars, because you never know any situations, you know. So you gotta stay humble in all this and keep light, you know. Apply pressure. Apply pressure where it needs to be. Be humble with everybody. And especially when people putting effort in. When I see people putting effort in, I get the same effort, you know. But if somebody just
Right.
coming around and just want stuff and you know or ain't putting the work in, then it's kind of I can see why you be standoffish. So, you know, it's everybody. Big shout out all the cameramen, all the race crews, from the top to the bottom. You know, it take everybody to make this thing happen.
I guess I don't know any better way to end the interview. Because you just pretty much said we're all in this together, and I can appreciate that.
And, you know, just that's why I don't even get into politics of like trying to events and all this. You know, it just you know if we all make it happen and work, it'll be lovely. You know, yeah, it's cool. It'll be lovely.
Well, sir, thank you so much for
Yep.
coming through and sitting down to talk to us today. It's really been a great interview.
Hold on, bro.
The comments have been saying that. I felt it. And you know, at any time, you know what, I'm gonna have to pull up on you. I'm gonna have to come to your shop. I'm gonna have to come to Cali.
Yeah, you might have to come out here and check us out.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to come. Now when I come, don't act like you don't know that I was coming, because I'm gonna pull up on you and come actually get to see that trailer in person.
It's all good. You can come. You can come check it out. Hey, no, I listen. Miss B and them was out here. I told her come out on the boat. Like I try to, you know, extend my hand as much as possible. I try to check all the DMs and you know, just try to. I value people's time. Like I'm not gonna be wasting your time if you come out here, especially if you plan it. You know, you might have to
Right.
stay on top of me because we got a lot of stuff going on. But you know, we for sure gonna show you the shop in the trailer or whatever. You come to
Right.
29th, you get the exclusive. We'll give it to you right there. You can check it out. We'll let you even climb inside. You go to the top.
Oh yeah, I'll be there. Okay, so you seal the deal. I'll be there.
You'll be there. We're gonna show you the inside. We're gonna show you what it really takes to be fast. Because you gotta have everything on deck.
I'm
Anything could happen.
coming. I'm definitely coming to get the footage. I got you. I appreciate that.
And let me see what people on here got professional team behind them. Nah, see the thing is, right? Let me end this on this note. You could be the baddest driver in the world, right? Don't mean you're gonna be the fastest. It's the people that put all the right pieces of puzzle together that win in life. Steve Jobs didn't make the iPhone. He had the idea and he put the right people. And
Right.
that's when I always bring you back to the squad. We got the right squad. So if you want to go fast, just make sure you got people that's devoted. That's all I could tell you. This
Right.
ain't weak. There's no money in this shit. Like people think you're making a lot of money. You spend a lot more money than you're making. And people are really passionate about this racing. Like this they life. Like people, there's sneakerheads, there's race heads, there's people that just love art. Like they can look at art all day. We just racers. We like to go fast and in cars. That's our niche.
Right.
Anything fast.
Well, Jeezy, I appreciate you coming through. I appreciate you answering all our questions. And I look forward to seeing the trailer when I come on the 29th. And yeah, that was it. That's all I got for you.
Hey, it's here, man. I appreciate the time. Enjoy y'all day, man. Donkzilla to the front. Tag your favorite racers if you want me to race them. Jump in the comments.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a good one. So, guys, that was Donkzilla. I should have the whole interview if you missed any of it, uploaded on the YouTube channel in about the next 30, 45 minutes. If you have not subscribed to the YouTube channel, make sure you go click the link in the bio and subscribe. Watch, share, like, comment. I usually get back to all the comments. I think that was everything I had to say. Oh, again, today's show is sponsored by Impact Interior Materials. That's the sponsor of the show. Also, my lips today are by Pure Face Beauty. Y'all make sure y'all go check her out. She is a small business. She is a Black-owned business. Y'all make sure y'all go check her out. Also, when y'all see me at the track on the 29th, I'm going to have these. These are fans, misting fans. So you can put water in them. You can spray. You don't have to be hot at the track. So I got those on deck for y'all. So thank y'all for tuning in to today's episode of Rides and Vibes. I'll see y'all next Tuesday night at 8 p.m. when we'll be talking to CJ Hall. That's the crack pudding man. He has a very interesting story. So if y'all aren't doing anything, or even if you are doing anything, stop by next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank y'all so much for tuning in.